on that door because I think that's a separate one too.
March of police!
Empty. Step out.
I got cuffs coming up.
Step over here.
Coming up.
Get down on your knees. Get down on your knees.
Go to the ground, now! Put your hands behind your back. Yep.
A couple is charged for allegedly locking up a 15-year-old girl with autism in a home that's made for chickens.
Padlock was right here. The chain was on the chicken coop.
She did get a safe house interview, a forensic interview completed, and during that interview she did disclose that, you know, there was being locked in a chicken coop and stuff for a long period of time throughout the day. She said this has been going on for quite a while.
I'm Elizabeth Millner with Law&Crime. We see a lot of horrifying child abuse stories, and sadly, this one is no different. The girl said her father and his girlfriend controlled where she slept at night, what she ate, and when she went to the bathroom. She claimed it wasn't just a one-off incident, and that this went on for months.
What do you think about the allegations? Like, what's pressing your mind right now? What comes to mind hearing this stuff?
That she's told lies before, several.
Mm-hmm.
The girl is autistic, has ADHD, and suffers from fetal alcohol syndrome. She told CPS her dad, Jammy Jackson, and his girlfriend, Patricia Madrid, kept her in a chicken coop for months. 4 days after getting that complaint from CPS, police responded to the home with a search warrant.
Hello, Patricia. I'm Detective Monclova. We talked on the phone. I have a copy of the warrant for you that you can look over as well. And I will kind of brief you if you guys are good. Is there anyone else inside the house right now that we need to be aware of?
I think James.
Is James here?
Yeah.
Okay.
When did he come back?
I think today.
Okay. Have you had contact with them, or?
He's been here while I leave, and I've been here while he leaves.
Oh, okay.
Was he ever up in Durango?
Huh?
Was he ever up in Durango?
I really don't know. I got a phone call from, I think it's called Access Health.
Okay. And you have a key to your house?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you open it for us?
Yeah.
And the dogs, are you able to?
How many dogs are inside and loose?
Are they friendly?
No, they're not friendly. They bite.
Okay. All right. Can you lock them up?
Yeah.
Is there a place that you can secure them other than the backyard? Because we're going to have to search the backyard as well.
Okay.
Because if not, we have animal control that can actually put them in their cage, in their vehicle just while we're doing this, and then they can bring them back.
Yeah, I have a cage to put them in.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Is it okay? Okay, well. You got lethal behind you.
Does he bite people or no?
Yeah, it bites people.
So that would be your first priority, okay, is to grab that dog
Okay.
for the safety of the dog.
This one's open.
So can you get the dog? Yeah.
Don't shut it all the way.
No, keep the door open. Okay, then grab him, but I want the door to stay slightly open. Toss your cover. What do you want me? Did you grab him?
Get in the house. I'm just going to push the door open.
Okay, go ahead. I don't know where she went. Hi, Bubba. Hey, why don't you come back out? So, Jared.
She talking to you?
No, she's not.
Ma'am, you need to come back out. What'd she say? You need to speak up.
Here's the thing. Officers believe Patricia was trying to stall. She wasn't in the officer's view anymore, and she wasn't following their commands. But she wound up coming out a few seconds later.
I'm on you guys.
I got long. Okay, so go hold that left.
Yep. And just cover that kitchen real quick.
Okay.
I'll cover this and then one of them into that, and then I'll cover that. Yep. Ready?
Cameras inside.
Yep.
I got stairs.
You got it?
Go with him.
Go, I got
It's short.
Okay.
I'm good at short. I'm good at short.
There's a longer room back behind that cabinet. We're gonna clear back here.
Locked door or shut door.
I got this door.
Stand by. Farmington Police, we have a search warrant. Farmington Police, if you're inside this door, we have a search warrant. James, this is the Farmington Police Department. If you are inside, you need to make yourself known. Failure to do so, we cannot guarantee your safety.
Okay. Hey, we have a locked door.
Push that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch it. Once again, this is the Farmington Police
Yep, I'm gonna help
Department.
them.
You have a search warrant for the residents. Anybody inside, make yourself known.
Burge is holding on a locked door. Let's clear the rest of the house.
Lily, you got the stairs for a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Open
I
to
got
the
it.
left.
Yep.
Police. Which door?
The rear of the kitchen.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
Yep. Farmington Police, if you're inside, make yourself known.
Got a closet, right?
Okay, ready? Okay. Nothing seen. Okay, ready to move downstairs?
Yep. All right, Lily, we're gonna move downstairs. Farmington Police, if you're inside, make yourself known. I got it's a T intersection.
Okay, you go right, I go left. Yep. Farmington Police. I got short bathroom.
Okay.
Nothing. I got another door in the bathroom. Let me check this room. Farmington Police. I haven't checked that closet door right there. Let me check it. Farmington Police. Nothing. Good. All right. We can do secondaries here in a second.
Well, I got a T intersection here, right?
Yeah, there's a door right there. I think it might go outside though.
To
Okay.
the left of it.
Yep. Farmington Police.
Seems clear.
You got nothing? Just got that door. I don't know where it goes to. Yeah. I think it's just a.
Back door.
Farmington Police!
All right, nothing. Short room. It's like a little cellar room. Nothing seen. We got Burge's room that's locked upstairs, but I think we're good. Do you secondaries down here or no?
Yeah, just not got a quick secondary. Here, let me look over there and you check that one if you want, just so we're.
81 for briefing. 314 and 1342.
Okay. We're just doing quick secondaries. We're done.
Okay.
Down here, nothing.
Alright.
So far.
Patricia claimed her boyfriend Jamie was inside the home. While the officers did give an all clear, there was some rooms still locked. Then officers spotted someone pop up outside.
She came out of the back door at the bottom. Long
You
hair.
see, that's a separate room. That's why I was actually coming down here. That is, we can't get to that room from up there.
Somebody peeked out in that back room over there.
These dogs should be secure in here. Alright.
What's that? It's James.
Hey! You might be down here under the room.
Cross report. Can you send me the message?
Police department with the search warrant. Come out now. Do not come outside. We cannot guarantee your safety. Go ahead and get 33. This is Farmington Police with the search warrant. We need you to come outside now.
4604. Copy 1032 on channel 10, 1032 on channel 10.
This is the only way in, I think. And I don't know about that door because I think that's a separate one too. Hands up, open and empty. Step out. To your right. Step over here to your left. Get down on your knees. Get down on your knees.
Go on the ground, now. Put your hand behind your back.
Police department.
We have one Copy 6633 on channel 10, 6633 on channel 10.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was asleep.
Okay. Do you have any knives on you?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
The only thing I got is keys. That's it. That's a zippo.
I'm just removing anything that I would deem to be a weapon, okay?
Alright.
I'm not taking it from you, you'll get it back.
Alright,
I'm going to secure that because our search warrant's for any cell phones.
Does he have
alright.
keys on him?
There's a lighter.
See if we get to this door.
I'm just going to have these
Hey, do you have those- do you have those house keys?
Actually, I don't want to go from there.
Alright. To the right. To the right.
He doesn't have keys on him.
No, the keys.
I gave them back.
Too much space. Too much dead space.
Jamie claimed he was just sleeping when officers called out a bunch of times that they were conducting a search. So they didn't believe that and thought he was planning to escape.
Yeah, this side, that goes to the master bedroom. We checked all of this.
Check this.
Yeah.
Okay. With this. But that you didn't?
Yeah, we did. We checked all of it. We don't know where he was at.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's more to this than where that wall ends. I think this room is bigger than what it appears. Did you come to this door?
Yeah, let me open it for you.
Okay.
Coming through. Coming through. I checked in there. It's like a short room. No, I knocked a lot of it over.
Okay.
We checked all of this. We did
I was thinking because this wall ends right here. I was thinking this door was on the other side of this.
We were unplugging cameras too when you guys called out. We were still in here. We didn't hear anything.
He had to have been hiding in there somewhere because obviously.
There's a lot of places. There's a phone right here. I don't know.
Well, that was the one we
Okay.
112 already found. All right.
Maybe then it's behind that. I don't know. That's fine.
Could either.
But then he's just like standing. He's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, because it goes through and through, and then we checked all this.
You check this wall right here.
If you look back, there's a hole.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he came from in here. But he came from somewhere. He was hiding in there.
Well, he's hiding somewhere in here.
You know.
None of us were down here when he popped his head out.
You know where he could have been hiding?
We checked this.
You checked under that?
Yeah. Because we lifted this up. I lifted this up and I checked all this. And then I checked this. I swept this. It doesn't go anywhere. I don't know where he was hiding.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright.
Are we missing anybody else outstanding?
No, we have the son, but he's not really a threat.
How old is that?
19.
It's 19 now.
Not quite all there.
Yes. Got some disabilities.
The guy had to have been in here somewhere, though. 'Cause
Right near where Jamie was found, police got a closer look at where the couple allegedly kept Jamie's daughter.
in the top part. Well, he may have been hiding somewhere else in the house watching us on camera.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's his cell phone. You told the cell phone off a little bit right there.
Cool, thank you.
Off of that, where the dogs are at.
All right, let's CSI document before we start.
Okay, so let's go ahead. We get 6633 now.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Raise radios down.
As you can see from this really horrible and sad case, it's so important to know who you're surrounding yourself with. That's where our sponsor, Truthfinder, comes in. It's one of the largest public record search services in the entire world. And it's just like how it sounds. Their goal is to help people like you and me learn the truth about the people in our very lives. How it works is easy. You go to truthfinder.com, you type a name into the search, then you can see this person's phone numbers, addresses, any previous arrests or convictions. You can use it to maybe look up a new date, a new neighbor, or even a friend that's been acting kind of shady recently. So right now, Law&Crime body cam viewers can get 50% off confidential background reports at truthfinder.com/LCbodycam and access information about almost anyone. Again, that's truthfinder.com/LCbodycam for 50% off.
Found a padlock over here, a chain over here.
You need a bag?
Right here. Yeah. Gonna bag them separately or together?
Go ahead and do them together and I'll separate them until we get this.
Put that right down and found the visit sergeant.
Yeah.
Where was it? Was it locked up? Outside?
It's outside right here. And this was, the padlock was right here. The chain was on the chicken coop.
It's horrible to think about any person locked in there, let alone a child. The girl told police she was only allowed to use the bathroom twice a day and had to get approval from her dad or Patricia to use the bathroom outside of her scheduled time slots. She says she was forced to stand outside during the winter. And when she wasn't sleeping in the chicken coop, she was ordered to sleep on the floor inside the home. As for what she was fed, she told detectives she was only given ramen noodles, while her siblings could eat whatever they wanted. She had to resort to sneaking around and stealing vegetables just to eat a little more. And if that's not bad enough, the 15-year-old said her dad held a gun to her head. Now, detectives spoke with Patricia first, and she painted Jamie's daughter as a troublemaker.
Tell me a little bit about Georgia, what kind of kiddo she is, and...
Honestly, I really don't know. I know, like, when my daughter and I used to go up there to visit, she would get violent with my daughter. Like, when they were playing Barbie, she would, like, hit her and tell her, you better do it like this. And my daughter, right away, she is just like, I don't want to have anything to do with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she would run and tell James, and James would tell my daughter, you know, he would get on her and tell her, like, he would get more on my daughter than Georgia. But then over the years, he started to find out that it was Georgia. And the same thing with Jonathan. Jonathan, he wouldn't really talk. And, sorry.
No, if you need to stop, you don't feel well, we can...
Jonathan, he wouldn't really talk, but we found out that she would do things and then she would blame Jonathan. It's like any way that she could stay out of trouble, she would just blame whoever.
Okay.
And she still doesn't have good hygiene. She's very egocentric. like if she doesn't get the attention or somebody else is getting more attention than her, she gets upset.
And when she gets upset, how does she express that, I guess?
She steals, she lies, she just acts out.
And then there was also allegations of having to actually being locked in the chicken coop out back. Okay. Tell me about that. She said that every morning from about 6 o'clock in the morning until 10 to midnight at night, she would have to be locked in the chicken coop.
I'm not aware of that. I know that her chore was to feed the chickens and give them water. And that I caught her a couple of times in there and she was busting eggs. She really messes with a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
Just everything.
And Jamie, well, he essentially echoed the same thing, calling his own daughter a liar.
So the report came in. I received it Monday, I believe, Monday or Tuesday. And it was for allegations of a 15-year-old girl who was being locked inside a chicken coop. So that was the allegations. And the female is identified as Georgia, who is your daughter, I believe, right?
Uh-huh.
She did get a safe house interview, a forensic interview completed. And during that interview, she did disclose that, there was being locked in a chicken coop and stuff for a long period of time throughout the day. She said this has been going on for quite a while. So that's what we're here to talk about, okay? I have her side of what's going on. I want to get your guys' side. I spoke with Patricia, I spoke with Giselle, and now I'm talking to you to see if you want to clarify some stuff or kind of tell me about your guys' home life, any issues that you've ran into or anything like that, okay?
Okay.
But who usually issues discipline to the kids?
Mainly Patricia.
Okay. And
I mean, every once in a while I'll say, well, you need to clean your room or do this or that, but that's about it.
Okay. And does Patricia do the disciplining with your kids as well, or how's
Yes.
it? Okay.
But I do more of it with my kids than she does.
Okay. Okay. And what kind of discipline when, let's say, Giselle's not listening or she needs discipline? How does Patricia discipline Giselle?
She talks to her.
Talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then.
Or she'll take something away from her. And
Okay. And what about, how do you discipline or adjust your kids whenever needed, I guess?
well, like with Georgia, I'll take a computer or a laptop away or a book. That's her favorite book. And I'll say, if you do this, you can have this book back or the computer. And my son, I really don't have issues with him.
Sure. And he's 19?
19.
Okay.
So I really don't have issues with him.
Okay.
Because him and me work together doing small engines and mechanics.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, but I mean, every once in a while he'll have an outburst, and I just leave him alone. I'll just say, okay, son, go simmer down.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. And I may have asked this, sorry, it's been a long day, but how's Patricia's relationship with your kids? How would you describe it?
I'd say pretty good, okay, except Georgia's always had some sort of a, I don't know, grudge ever since me and Patricia got together, since her mom passed away.
And when did her mom pass away?
A little over 10 years ago.
Okay.
I only knew, excuse me, Patricia probably 6 months before I moved from Durango to Farmington.
Okay. And how did her mother pass?
Massive brain aneurysm from drugs and everything. And the deal is Georgia has autism, fetal alcohol, ADHD. My son has fetal and ADHD. And and Georgia is more of a handful than my son.
So explain how she's a handful, I guess. What you mean by that?
Well, like we tried having her share a room with her brother. She was stealing stuff, breaking stuff. Then we tried in Giselle's room. She was doing the same thing. So we put her downstairs in the kitchenette with Ida bed. That way, it would stop the problems.
Sure.
But every once in a while, we catch her down there digging. And so we have to say, Georgia, this is not your stuff. Stay out of it. You know. And she'll get aggravated when she gets caught. Try not to admit it. And we're like, we see you doing it.
Right.
So, and I mean, we even had her going through counseling at PMS for 3 years, and she wouldn't even listen to the counselor.
And what was she going to counseling for? Was there something specific? Or?
It was for her behavior, and just, she was also seeing another doctor there. I'm trying to remember his name. Asante. And she was seeing Jackie Sandoval for 3 years. Jackie had tried everything to get her to behave, take care of her hygiene, everything. And she just finally, she said, Georgia, I've tried for 3 years and you don't want to listen. She says, I'm going to have to just step away. And so, Batista, I believe it was Dr. Batista, it might have been Jackie, told us to take her to a psychologist. So we did. And that's when she came up with autism, and we already knew she had fetal and ADHD, but then the other one said autism. And by my understanding, according to Letitia, they took her to Albuquerque. I think they had to be there at 12:30 today for testing. And because I talked to Letitia today, earlier, she said, you know, everything's fine. The investigation's still going on. She said, so y'all don't have to, you know, worry about anything.
And I'll clarify that. So in instances involving children, CYFD gets involved. They have their own investigation, and then law enforcement's involved. We have our own investigation. They handle like the more civil side of the allegations and stuff, and we deal with the criminal side. So it's two separate investigations. It's the same for the same allegations and everything, but they're two separate investigations. So,
but
so
yeah, as far as her being locked in a coop, no.
Why do you think she would say something like that?
Well, she does a lot of lying.
But when confronted on the allegations, Jamie had an answer for everything.
She said that there was times where she was only allowed to go to the restroom twice a day.
No.
Specific times, and if she wanted to go or needed to go outside of those times, she would have to get permission from both you and Patricia.
No, all she had to do, because, excuse me, the psychologist that we seen told us not to prompt her, not to tell her to use the bathroom, that she needs to ask us, because it's forcing her, is what the psychologist told us. And so we just, you know, like the psychologist told her, you have to ask to use the bathroom. Well, for one, we got one bathroom upstairs. And you got me, my son, another guy, and sometimes even Tricia and Giselle use it. So asking is just saying, does anybody else, you know, It's not, doesn't mean anything. It's just being respectful to other people in the house.
Where does she normally sleep?
Down in the kitchenette.
Okay.
On that honey bed.
Okay. Is there any time she sleeps any other place throughout the house?
No.
And you said you have cameras.
Yeah.
Who has access to those cameras?
Patricia?
Patricia?
Yeah. I mean, I got access to the ones outside.
So she said that she has to sleep or stay outside from around 6 a.m. The time she wakes up around 6 a.m. until close to midnight sometimes.
No. She will tell her, you can play in the house or whatever. Next thing we know, she's not in there. She's outside.
Yeah.
So that's her choice. She's 15, almost 16. And
but have you guys ever locked her in the coop?
No.
No chains, no padlocks, anything like that?
Nothing.
Okay, because she said, she would be out there long periods of time, like all day, blindfolded, earmuffs.
No.
Like head, earplugs, whatever covers. And then when she would come into the house at night, she would have to go straight to bed. She said, but I don't have a bedroom, I don't have a bed, I sleep on the tile in front of the front door.
No, she's got that bed downstairs.
Okay, so and I saw the bed, so that's her bed. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying, she just tells stories. She's even told stories about the family she's with. So, I mean...
Have you guys dealt with CYFD before regarding Georgia at all?
No.
Okay.
Jamie claims he didn't put a gun to his daughter's head and that his gun is actually in Durango, Colorado. He even chuckled while denying the allegation of leaving his daughter outside during the winter.
What do you think about the allegations? Like, what's crossing your mind right now? What comes to mind hearing this stuff?
That she's told lies before, several. Mm-hmm. I mean, just like she told us, Cindy was feeding her rotten food, which is her grandma on that end. And Kathy picked her up and threw her across the room, up there. Mm-hmm. She also claimed that her own mother molested her. Mm-hmm. Then she also claimed Allie and Coulter and her had a three-way. So this is, and then she also claimed that Cindy allowed her to watch porn with her husband before he passed away. So there's a lot of allegations, but
okay.
Jamie was ultimately arrested, just not on the charge you think.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
So go ahead and turn right for me.
Good.
Is too tight for you? Or
No, I'm good.
Real fast, do you have any objects on you?
Nope.
Anything that's going to cause stab me? Okay, do you have any other cell phones on you? Or
No, nothing.
anything like that? Okay. You know what this is?
That's from her.
That's from her? Okay, I'll leave that with you.
All right.
All right.
Does she have a card that way you'd like me to reach out to her?
Yeah, I can.
I was actually going to get that for you. So.
This arrest was for Jamie violating a restraining order, but the charge was ultimately dropped months later. Jamie and Patricia weren't arrested until February of this year, when they were both charged with 14 counts each of child abuse and conspiracy to commit abuse. But the story doesn't end there. So Jamie and Patricia were arrested on February 18th. Then a little more than a week later, police responded to Jamie and Patricia's home again on a report of a shooting. Patricia was found inside the home suffering from a gunshot wound. She was rushed to the hospital, however, she died from her injuries. Police released this surveillance video of a person of interest where the person fled off on a bike. However, at this time, no arrests have been made. Farmington PD are still investigating Patricia Madrid's homicide and are asking anyone with information to give them a call. As for Jammy Jackson, online records show he was released from jail on March 14th. His trial is already on the court's calendar. That's scheduled for September 22nd of this year. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth Millner.